Mike here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to show you how to clean and sanitize your bib lines. If you've ever been to a location and had some fountain soda, noticed, hey, this tastes a little off. That's not right. Could be because the lines haven't been cleaned in a while. We want to make sure we're sanitizing and cleaning the beverage lines on a regular basis to avoid this from happening. You can get moldy, you can get a lot of sugar buildup, and your valves not calibrated correctly. So real simple thing to do. We want to make sure we're maintaining our lines efficiently as possible. All we really need is a bucket of water, some sanitizing solution, and potentially a connector to help along the process. These style connectors that are on this machine right here, you don't need any extra equipment. In order to sanitize, you just remove the connector as so, and remove this little end cap. That'll give the water the ability to run through this bib connector, through the line and back through the valve. If you do happen to have a Coke or a Pepsi or a Coke style connector, these will require a sanitizing connection for both of these. Looks like this for the Pepsi one, and this one for the Coke style. These just screw in to depress the button inside, allowing water to draw through on both of these. If you notice, these both have barb fittings on the end. That's so you can connect a small piece of tubing if you have it. So for instance, connectors like this that are up too high, in order to reach your bucket, you might need to put some extra tubing on. This one you can just put around the end here. You basically just place that line so that it's in some warm water with your sanitizing product. Right here we have K5. This is most well-known used product that I use. You can use other sanitizer, but this is what I'd recommend. So once you have that in the bucket and ready to go, I'd advise to turn off the water to the unit, unplug your carbonator and turn off your CO2 so that you're only dispensing product when you're drawing all that syrup through and trying to flush the lines. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of carbonated water as well when you're trying to flush through. I've already gone ahead and turned the water off. So once you have your connector connected, and you can have multiple connectors in your bucket, so you can come here and do multiple valves at once. But you'll find the valve that you're flushing out, and you'll want to just dispense. I don't know if you can see in the video, but you can tell that the water is drawing through the bucket right now. It's being pumped through. The sanitizing solution is coming through the valve. Obviously, depending on how far away your bib rack is from your fountain dispenser is going to determine how long this process takes. But you're going to just want to run it until you start to see this run clear, and there's no more product, soda product coming through. Going to be a little bit more difficult with a clear product like a Sprite or something along those lines. But you'll notice when it's when the sanitizer's actually reached the point. This is really helpful too when if you happen to have some buildup. Like I said, if your product is pouring slower than usual, there might be some buildup in the valve block or in the line, causing it to slow down. So doing this process and clearing it out, a lot of times that will help clear the line up. You can see it's starting to pour much clearer now. All right, so now that we have all that sanitizer pouring through, so just got an air bubble there. That means it just caught up. It's a good way to tell if you have clear product too. It'll kind of burp a little bit once it actually reaches that point. So once you've done that, you just kind of want to let that sit in the line for several minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, go do something else. Just kind of let that sit and the sanitizer just soak through. Once it's done soaking through, you can go back. And I like to just take off the connection and let run back to the valve once you're done and pull through without putting the end caps back on or connecting it to the box. This will ensure that you get all the water out, the sanitizing water out, before you pull product back through. And it'll pull through quicker at that point too. You're gonna start hearing that bib pump go crazy because as I'm drawing the water through the line, the pump's gonna start looking for product that isn't there. So it's gonna start actuating faster and longer, but not a terribly big deal. So now that we got all the sanitized water on, we can come back and pop this connector back on here. Pop this back on the box. It's drawn back, and then go back to the valves that you flushed and do the same thing. Run them until you have product coming through steady and flowing cleanly. All right, now we have product pouring through. All right. Had to do a little finagling there. I had to adjust the syrup. To adjust the syrup on that one. Sometimes it got stopped up. What happens sometimes is you have to open up the syrup side on the valve. So you turn it clockwise to open up the valve a little bit. It was closed too much. That allowed the syrup to come back pouring through. You just have to go back and recalibrate that, which we also have a video on our YouTube channel on valve calibration. Check that out when you get a chance. Thanks for watching.